The Southern African Federation of Engineering organization is known as SAFEO. It's an organization that brings together engineering bodies from across Southern Africa. Now, recently, the organization, SAFEO, honored the Engineering Council of Namibia's president, Sophia Tekie, where she was recognized for her leadership abilities and as a role model in the engineering space by SAFEO during its award ceremony earlier this month. She now joins us with more on her award. Good morning, Madam Sophia Tekie, and thank you so much for making time to speak to us.
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity.
Let's get right into it. What does this award mean specifically to you and perhaps the engineering fraternity of Namibia?
I just wanted to state that I think this award came at the opportune time. They had their General Assembly, SAFEO, in Botswana, and I was invited for that event, but I couldn't go. So I was pleasantly surprised when my colleague from the South African Engineering Council and myself were honored with this. So for me, I share this award not only for myself as an individual, but for the whole Namibian engineering fraternity. And I think they have recognized the leadership qualities and the gender equality that the engineering fraternity offers. And being a president of the Engineering Council of Namibia, and also the immediate past president from 2018, as well as being on the council from 2005 to 2018, and being 2 times the president of the Professions Association of Namibia, has resulted in this award.
Okay. Now, for those that might be watching and wondering, what is the main objective in short of SAFEO, and what is the relationship between the Engineering Council of Namibia as well as SAFEO?
SAFEO is the Southern African Federation of Engineers. Initially, it was founded in Victoria Falls, and I happened to be one of the founding members as a vice president representing the Engineering Council of Namibia, which is the regulatory body, and the Engineering Professions Association in 2015 at Victoria Falls, when the World Tourism Day was celebrated in Victoria Falls at the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe. And part of those signatories was Namibian Engineering Council, the EPA, Professions Association, and I happen to be one of the founding members. So for me, it really means a lot that this recognition came at this point. And as it is known, from the public knowledge, that the Minister of Works and Transport dissolved the council recently, but that does not, dissolved means, it doesn't mean fired, it doesn't mean that it was just dissolved. But this recognition obviously comes for years of dedication to the sector, not only working for the Roads Authority of Namibia, but also being active in promoting leadership and also women in engineering. And out of this SADC engineering councils, there are only 2 women presidents. One happened to be the Botswana Engineering Council and myself, and of course the past president, Buthelezi, who was also honored for being FAO. FAO is the Federation of Organization of Engineers. And FAO has 5 branches in Africa, and SAFEO happens to be the southern one. So SAFEO basically promotes engineering excellence across Southern Africa. It facilitates collaboration among national engineering institutions. So basically, it creates that networking platform. And then it advocates ethical standards and professional integrity. And moral leadership happens to be one of my values, and also to promote this moral leadership in our engineering fraternity. And of course, to support sustainable development goals. And one of these development goals is inclusion of gender equality. And that's the reason this recognition came, the equality of men and women in our society. Okay. Women engineers in Namibia are less than 5% of the total male engineers. And lastly, to strengthen capacity building and education in the engineering sector. So that is what they stand for. The Engineering Council, the Association of Consulting Engineers, the other sister company organizations, as well as the Engineering Profession Association, we all want to stand together and promote engineering in Namibia.
Okay. Let's talk about especially the number of young women who are pursuing careers in science and engineering. Although you are indicating that they are less than 5%, there's still majority of the graduates within the Namibian space. And what is it that we can do to ensure that recognition, especially in the engineering profession, perhaps for women that are underrepresented, becomes a constant norm rather than an exception?
That's a very good question, and we really need to try, from high school level, to promote mathematics and physics and all the science subjects. We call them the STEM subjects. We need to start there. And engineering has been not only in the educational field, but also in the working field, a man's world. So really, one day I'll share my story widely because now time is limited. But I really want all the women in engineering to really understand that they can do it in this profession. And for me, this award is very special because I was the signatory for the founding of SAFEO a few years back in 2015. And therefore, my message to our young engineers is don't be discouraged, do your work ethically, be diligent, and you will succeed. You'll succeed in life. So for me, we need to start teaching our young, and this stigma that we have created against young girls, we need to take it away through these examples. And therefore, as I said, I share this award with all the women engineers in Namibia and on behalf of my female engineering counterparts in the Engineering Council.
Now let's talk about how engineering bodies like SAFEO and other national councils better promote gender equity, diversity and inclusion, not just in leadership, but every level of the profession. What can we do better? Perhaps one or two pointers maybe that we have done in Namibia that the rest of the continent can possibly be able to take away, or vice versa?
I think we need to have advocacy. We need to speak about it. We need to have these discourses. We need to create these spaces. For example, one of the things that we did through the Engineering Professions Association last year was, to have a space for moral leadership. And Namibia needs this moral leadership. And the more we speak about it and the more we engage, and when the good people work together, we can always overcome the evil. And as they say, a prophet in his own country is not respected. And when I got this award, at this, a critical time and with a lot of, media bombardments, it was really an honor for me. And projects, for example, and I saw our president's address for public service. We talk about gender equality, but we have to put this gender equality into practice. And I would like to say a statement that until both wings of men and women are equally developed, can a bird fly. Should one wing remain weak, the flight is not possible. So our society, we talk about gender equality, but we need to exhibit it in action. And this award is a testimony of how it can be done, practically. The second thing I wanted to really mention is when projects are being done, let's include also the women. And we women, we don't have to overdo it to try to show that we are equal to men. We just need to be natural, do it in our, with our integrity, with our pride. And when we do the right thing, the recognition comes by itself. And the award states that in pursuit of gender equality and inclusiveness of leadership and promoting female engineers. And if you see in my career, the young engineers that I have mentored have become managers. The fruit, it's the fruit of your work that shows what is happening. And again, This is not about only our personal development, it's about societal development. And therefore, I share this award with all our female engineers in Namibia on behalf of the EPA, Engineering Professions Association, and the Engineering Council of Namibia. And I would like to state here, I wish the new council all the best, and let's promote engineering. Let's put our efforts in positiveness in building the new world order for engineering.
Well, Sophia Tekie, thank you so much for making time to speak to us this morning.
Thank you so much for this invitation.
Okay. Now that was Sophia Tekie, who's the past president of the Engineering Council of Namibia, talking to us about the fact that she's a recipient of SAFEO, recently honored the Engineering Council of Namibia, where she was recognized for her leadership abilities as a role model in the engineering space by SAFEO during an award ceremony held earlier this month.